right, good morning. What we have right now is the weekends of victories for Tinubu because we can see that Tinubu from dismantling one of the highest ranked terrorists. These are two elements that have been holding Niger State, Kwara South, and even to northern part of Benin. Okay, Tinubu have been able to capture these guys. These are people since 2013. Jonathan Buhari could not capture, Tinubu captured them. And yes, he deserves an accolade for that. And I'm not surprised because what we are saying is those who are supposed to come out in a flash to commend this government on this wins are silent. Let me tell you, when we're talking about a nation, let us be objective in our conversations. There are so many things Tinubu needs to do. He still needs to go in there into Borno, Jos, Plateau, and defeat the terrorism. But one thing is this: when he tries to win even one pin, let us give him an accolade on that. It doesn't mean we are now a sympathizer of him. No, we are just being objective in our criticism. All right, good. The second victory Tinubu has is the issue of the southeast. All right, and then to the north, where the obedience as it stands now are rattled. Right now, we are uncertain that we cannot take a very calm face into the 2027 election because the reality, as the day goes by, is dawning on us. We are now realizing that we cannot undo Tinubu with kid gloves but iron gloves. We must have wood in the hand. That's it. If we do not have wood or Paco 2x2 in the hand on our election day, what Tinubu will simply do is he will wipe us out. Because what we saw that happened in Kano has stood out for us as a perfect example, and we have taken a cue. We will implement it aggressively. Okay? But I must agree and I must accept that this past weekend, Tinubu has won in two different fronts, in insecurity and of course in the terms of the by-election. How he won it at this stage, I will not emphasize on that because we are going to say if vote buying cannot be commended, my brother, we are in a third world country. I am tired of sanctimonializing or sanctifying or sermonizing the Nigerian politics. So many of you know that in terms of politics, the person that I align with ideology or whatever, I am not against Peter Obi. Most of you know that. Okay? But Tinubu understands the pragmatism of Nigeria. And this is why you see me, I am not against everybody. I might be against your process. I might give you against of your this thing, but I am not against your victory. Because as a human being, they say that when you need to succeed, okay, there are so many ways to it. We have seen where some people got their initial wealth through illegality, and along the line, they became good people, and here we are today. Because I am not going to come here and start telling you, Bill Gates. No, come on, let me tell you, there are so many things the Americans, the Western world, enslaving the Africans. Or do you want to tell me that is not against God? Are you going to tell me that is not evil? When they were trying to look for a medical treatment for syphilis, how they injected nothing less than black 65 men. So I'm not going to dwell on evil or to get good. Let us just put that aside. I want us to be pragmatic here, that today we have to be realistic, pragmatic. If we want power, we have to look at the reality of Nigeria, that the Nigerian people are extremely hungry. Yes, where we are campaigning online, offline, we must understand that if we are not ready to give shishi, then we must be ready to give our sweat and blood. That's simple as that. And this is why I've said that, well, while I might have to commend Tinubu over the weekend, what is the way forward? Another ideology, or should I say another strategy by the APC has been unleashed on us. Look at the issue of David Umahi, where Umahi is now becoming the new rare gem, the new baby in the house, I can see the Yorubas are saying that they will support aggressively Umahi by 2039. By then, Umahi will be, I think, 71. Now, there's no problem that the Igbo should align. I've seen so many of my believers in Obi presidents who are saying that, well, if Obi does not win the presidency, well, we align with Umahi. Let us understand one thing. We have to be decisive. Do we want Obi or Umahi? And I've said it that this is a new strategy to divide the Southeast. The Tinubu camp have so many tactics in their sleeve that they keep deploying here and there. The likes of Soludo is one of the henchmen of Tinubu. I mean, look at Soludo bragging. All right? Just look up Soludo bragging over there. Listen to it. Okay, welcome back. Look, you see, Soludo said that he has sent the Peter Obi's relevance into the grave. I know, Soludo is a man who sometimes he lives in delusion, but even in his delusion, let us take one or two materials that we can use to improve. All right? One thing is this. Whether we like it or not, the Nigerian contraption is a nation that is too complex because some part of the country are extremely uneducated, while some part are overly educated, but they are cowards. Okay? Why those who are uneducated might look to be brave, okay? However, those who are overly educated are what? Just cowards. They don't want to risk their life. They are not Democrats. They are diplomats. There's a difference between diplomat and Democrat. A diplomat will always, I need a soft landing. That's it. A Democrat believes in the power, in his voice, and he will fight for it. So you can see why I keep saying that the Nigerian contraption, if we want to take power, all right, from the likes of Tinubu, we must be an aggressive Democrat. People who are ready to believe in their cause, fight for their cause. That is it. Otherwise, we will just be what we call a perennial wailer, crying, defeatist mindset. And I don't want to continue in that line. All right? I don't want to continue in that line. So am I supposed to choose that if Obi does not win by 2027, should I go for Umahi? They are both Igbos. All right? But we must not get distracted. The game or the match is just about to start. And we must put in the fight. Seriously. Because Tinubu is not resting. He's not resting. That man could. That man is a bloody politician who is ready to put everything. He's ready to sacrifice his child. That is the reality of Tinubu. Tinubu, as it stands, is ready to sacrifice anything. I mean, there are so many allegations that Tinubu has sacrificed the future of Nigeria to the Western powers just to keep him in there. We know that if anything happens in Nigeria, that some Western allies will support Tinubu. We know that. At least France will help him. That we know. So when we look into the future by 2027, as supporter of those that want Tinubu out, we must, beyond grassroots mobilization, we must go into international mobilization. That's it. You can see this morning I'm talking about the future, because I don't think with this capacity that we showed over the weekend, we will be able to defeat Tinubu. That man is a juggernaut. Okay? And yes, I have been receiving some comments from my viewers who are sympathizers of Tinubu. Listen, I respect Tinubu a lot. He's a great politician. Yes. Okay? Yes. But I am his opponent. And in politics, there's nothing personal. It's all about the game. Yes, I understand that Tinubu in the recent time has been defeating us. We cannot deny that. And this is why so many people agree that he's a political strategist. How he does it through dividing the people, through uniting the people, using their sentiment. Look at what is going on in the North. The North today are so divided and empty and so lightweighted, that anybody now can penetrate the North. Indeed. And to top it up, he has recently captured two of the top Fulani bandits. Because we know that by 2027, the North will use insecurity also to rile up the people. So he has been able to do that. I mean, we saw New Rubadu gallivanting all over the media. All right. So we must take a step back, go back to the drawing board. This idea of Umahi, is it worth it? Should we just accept that, okay, if we truly want good governance, let us stick to Peter Obi and fight with our blood, sweat. However, Obi must show that leadership in the fight as well. Or we wait to 2039 and we deem it or we term it Igbo presidency. I mean, the ball is in our court as a Nigerian people. Can we also use one stone to kill two birds? Is it possible that we win Obi 2027 and by 2039 we get an Umahi? Yes, everything is possible here. But it is not by we trying to be political correct. No. We have to ensure that we play the game as it is done. We also must begin to find money to buy vote. I'm telling you. I'm ashamed to say it, but for me, I think it has gotten to that time that we got to begin to tell ourselves the truth as a people that, oh boy, if we not begin buy vote, people like say we not going to win election. No. Because hunger dey, serious hunger dey. I be what we go do now? What a one. Otherwise, we will be the revolutionaries as well, just like the AAC people. Because Nigerians know they chop ideologies. I don't today for this country over 30-something years. I have come to term that Nigerians living in Nigeria, money for hand, back for grand. Now, so the Nigerian politics is. They term it cash and carry election. This is why Tinubu must be what? Defeated in all ramifications, in terms of force, in terms of political talks, in terms of monetization, in terms of ideology, in terms of people's warmth and love. Tinubu must be overwhelmingly defeated. We cannot say that we want to defeat him in terms of ideology. Can we talk about the money? We must begin to raise funds for that 2027 election as it stands. Otherwise, I think we're just wasting our time. Because the Nigerian people that I've seen, when I don't open my eye, look, these Nigerian people, my people, they go collect money. We cannot deceive you. Them go collect money. Well, let's listen to Solo, the complete version, and of course, no Rubadu. What have Tinubu captured one of the baddest Fulani bandits out there?
The two men who are wanted internationally are currently in our custody. The capture of Abu Bara and Malam Mahmuda, the group's leaders and deputy commander, respectively marks one of the most significant achievements to date in our ongoing effort to rid Nigeria of the threat of terrorism. The successful decapitation of the leadership of this dangerous franchise marks the most decisive blow against Ansaru since its inception. This stride has effectively dismantled its central command while paving the path for the complete annihilation of this group. This feat undoubtedly exemplifies Nigeria's advancing counter-terrorism capabilities. The precision operation followed months of deep surveillance, human intelligence, and technical tracking, which demonstrate enhanced sophistication and seamless interagency synergy. Let me use this opportunity to inform the public that in the course of the operation, our security forces captured and recovered valuable, actionable intelligence. These include a cache of materials and digital evidence, which are all now undergoing forensic analysis. The findings from the analysis are expected to support our ongoing efforts to exploit this success, bring them to justice, and completely annihilate the residual of Ansaru. Bring them to justice, like I said, and bring down the networks and disrupt their foreign collaborators. The capture of Abu Bara and Mahmouda signals the beginning of the end to impunity for terrorist leaders in Nigeria. Nigeria will continue to pursue extremists with precision, resolve, and unwavering determination. The fight is far from over, yes, but the fall of Ansaru leadership represents a decisive step forward. At this juncture, let me appreciate His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for his leadership, for the strategic guidance and support to all, in all ramifications, which give us the impetus to continue to record successes. I must also appreciate the doggedness of the armed forces. Thank you very much. And all our intelligence and security agencies. Thank you so very much, all of you, who all work tirelessly, collaboratively to achieve this outcome. Thank you very much. In conclusion, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to the media for your patriotism and relentless support to our drive to stamp out terrorism from our dear nation. Finally, let me reassure the Nigerian public, our public, Nigerians, that we will not relent in our drive to make Nigeria safe for all citizens. In recognition that national security is a shared responsibility, I urge all law-abiding citizens to continue to remain vigilant and volunteer timely information to security agencies for your prompt action. I want to assure you, Nigeria is in safe hands. Successes recorded by Nigeria in the ongoing efforts to decisively rid our country of terrorist groups. This press briefing is in line with our continuous resolve to keep the general public abreast with the efforts being undertaken by the Office of the National Security Advisor in conjunction with the services, intelligence agencies, and other key stakeholders. Today, I'm glad to inform you that we have successfully concluded a high-risk, intelligence-led counter-terrorism operation, which led to the capture of the top leadership of Jama'atul Ansarul Muslimina fi Biladis, Sudan, commonly known as Ansaru, Nigeria's Al-Qaeda affiliate. The group was first formed in January 2012 with a public declaration in Kano. It emerged as a splinter faction from Boko Haram, positioning itself as a humane alternative. However, its stated aim quickly turned into attacking Nigerian security agencies and operatives, civilian communities, and government infrastructure. The group publicly displayed the setting sun logo of Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb, signaling its ideological and operational alignment with global jihadist movements. Over the years, Ansaru entrenched itself in both urban sleeper cells and forest enclaves across several cities in northern Nigeria and in forest-based enclaves, particularly around Kainji, National Park.